So guys, welcome back to the UK and welcome back to my woodland here in Cornwall. Absolutely fantastic to be back. It really is. Noisy crows there, lots of birds, no aircraft, happy days. Lovely, lovely to be here. Now I've been home about a week now and I've been doing a little bit of work up in the woodland, so I thought I'll give you all a bit of an update what I've been doing, just keeping on top of things. It's been very, very stormy here in the UK, especially down in Cornwall since I've been away, about 8 months now. We've had a few trees down, lots of branches, a lot of dead stuff. Yeah, it's amazing to be here. So I've been doing a bit of work on the ponds too, because they've had a few leaks. Oh, can you hear a tawny owl? Just had a tawny owl up in the other part of the woodland there. And just as I came in, there was a buzzard in on the larger pond having a bit of a bath, trying to take off with not a lot of room. Really struggled, looked like it had a real heavy crop as well. And that's probably our resident buzzard that's breeding. So, oh, it's fantastic. The weather's been diabolical here in Cornwall, as it has probably everywhere in the UK. So wet and so mizzly, drizzly and windy. Yeah, I don't miss the weather at this time of the year. I say in Canada, it's been amazing. We've had, I think in 8 months, we've had about 7 days of rain. Yeah, so the weather is a lot better in Canada for sure. But so what we're going to do is going to walk around the woodland for a session this morning, have a look, see what's about. Got the kit in the back, going to give you a bit of an update, just see what's going on, checking out a few of the boxes and things. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to see a few things and just give you a bit of an update. I'm gutted because I'm going home tomorrow. And I probably won't be back here for a while, so yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy the last morning here in our woodland. But yeah, on we go. So this is one of the lower ponds here, and this one then drains into that one. So two smaller ponds. This one here had a bit of a leak, and I've cut out the sides a little bit and made it a little bit bigger too. So yeah, happy days. So it's nice just to bolster the bank here a bit as well, because a lot of it's weathered and come down, so just allowing that to drain into there. But right, let's go onwards. So guys, it really is great to be back here in Cornwall, back in our woodland. I've missed it so much. I really have. The projects that I was working on before I left had to all stop because I couldn't continue because there'd be very little point. So I'm away still for another 3 years, but I'll be coming back quite a bit to the UK. So hopefully I'll be able to update you as I go with regards to the woodland, etc. And yeah, it's just fantastic to be back. You know, no horrendous traffic noise, no aircraft overhead, just the annoyance of living in a city. I've missed it so much, and today is the best day that we've had so far. So I'm going to make the most of it. The bluebells at the moment, as you can see behind me here, are all starting to pop up now. We've got primrose everywhere. We've got a few little bluebells as well that are actually in flower already, which is really, really early considering the month we're in. So it's lovely to see that. I've got a load of trees planted down here as well before I left. So we've got a lot of rowan in there and some other species as well, which have been nibbled a bit by the deer, but I'm hoping they'll just crack on, grow, and hopefully they won't stunt them too much. But yeah, it's fantastic to be here. Got all the boxes before I left are all emptied, so ready for the breeding season this year. I say we got the tawnies just up over the pond there, and I've just heard that owl then calling, probably the male in this part of the woodland here. So guys, we had a bit of a leak on the bank here, and I've put a pond liner along there and then bolstered it with a bit of mud and stopped the leak on the other side. But sadly, I didn't have much liner, and there's now a leak further over there. So it's coming out under that tree over there. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain trying to plug that leak, but I've managed to dig out a few little channels here as well. This is where it naturally fills, and the water level has come up nice now. little stick marks it there. Got a lot more depth in the water, so it's really nice to see that filling up. Yeah, so I've been doing a fair bit of work here, as much as I can do with the time I've got. As I say, we're only here for a week, so family, friends, catch-ups, things like that, and the weather's been shocking. And the only reason why I'm looking forward to going back to Canada at the moment is to see my dogs again, who are in dog care at the moment with a dog sitter, and I'm missing the weather. But days like today in Cornwall are magical, so yeah, it's nice to end one last day here in Cornwall with some decent weather and some sunshine. So hopefully short, my son will be joining us. He's going to come up and have a walk around the woods with me and help Dad do a few things, make a few habitat piles and things like that. Have a little bit of fun up here with him before we shoot off. They're down the beach at the moment, having a little run around and an ice cream. So yeah, hopefully he'll be joining us shortly. So guys, just in the far corner of the east side of the woodland at the moment, and if you can look up, I think you should be able to see, we've got a, can you see that there? There's the tawny box there. So the box was installed at the beginning of 2023, and the owls left the box at my house down in our orchard, and they relocated to here. So they bred successfully here last year. So I'm not sure what's going on with the owls this year. I'm reluctant to obviously go and disturb the owls there, because they can get quite territorial and quite aggressive, which is fair enough. And we don't want to disturb them really, especially they're probably on eggs, if not got owlets already, albeit very young. So we're hoping they are in that box again this year. We've got the barn owl box, which is further up into the fields. Possibly could be in there, or they could be relocated back into our orchard box. So we're hoping to find out later on. Want to do a bit of a recce when it gets dark, just to see which box they come out of, but we'll let you know in the vlog description how the owls are doing. So guys, for those lots of new followers of mine who don't know about the woodland back here in the UK, is that we purchased 8.14 acres of woodland about 18 months ago now. And amazing thing for me and my family, especially me as a wildlife photographer, naturalist, to have your own woodland. So it's about 4 and a bit football pitches, I guess, mixed various tree types. So one end you've got heavy deciduous, then you've got a mix with coniferous and deciduous, and then you've got the area I'm in at the moment, which is pretty much heavily coniferous, so Douglas fir and things like that. So and basically I aimed on making this massively friendly for wildlife. So boxes, there's foxes, badgers, deer in here, there's stoat, there's polecat, and since I've been back I put out some trail cameras. The first day I was back, really, come up here the evening, put a load of trail cams out, and I've had loads of hits on it so far. I've had badger, fox, roe deer, lots of rabbits, lots of squirrels and things like that. So clearly the woodland's not suffered from me not being here. It's actually benefited because there's lack of people in here. My dogs aren't in here, and the wildlife has just been left to thrive in here and without disturbance, which is amazing. So no detriment to the species themselves. They're just getting on without me being in the way. So it's lovely. But and yet again, we're going to leave this woodland be for the season. I've got a friend who's doing some surveys on the birds of prey in here, and some of the for the foxes and badgers as well, keeping an eye on those. So hopefully he'll be getting some great footage as well, and some great pictures, and hopefully you'll get to see those on social media. So at the moment I'm just looking down through the gap here. You won't be able to see, but I'll put a picture above of the big buzzard's nest. And this buzzard's nest has been used for generations of buzzards, and certainly from the last 2 or 3 years that I've been watching these buzzards, they've bred here every year. And it looks like at the moment there's a little bit of greenery in there. Often what they do is they just tart it and they titivate the nest a little bit, and they've dropped a little bit of fresh fir greenery in there at the moment. And I've seen them displaying up yesterday and the day before when it broke, the clouds broke and there was a bit of sunshine, very small amounts of it, and they've been up displaying, doing their thing. So fingers crossed. My friend Dan, hopefully he'll monitor them through the year, and hopefully we'll get some great results. They've had just a single young for the last few years, so maybe this year they might get 2, who knows, but we'll certainly be very interested to keep tabs on that. Right guys, one of the first cams. Just going to have a quick look, see what's on there. So guys, I think you can probably hear that. Typically it stops. Oh, beautiful. That's the buzzards mewing. This is our resident pair that we've got here, as I said before. Lovely to hear them. And I've just had a roe deer that sat down at the bottom of this slope here, and it's nestled in a load of old holly where they have used before, and you can just see his antlers sticking up. Now the wind's in my favour, I'm talking quite quietly here, and I was hoping to go down there and show you some boxes and things that I've got going on down there, but if I go down there now, that deer is just going to bolt and just go like the clappers away from me. And you know, the last thing a photographer wants, or anybody wants, is a deer's bum going in the wrong direction. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to leave that spot, I'm afraid, today. I don't really want to go and disturb the deer just laying up. Got wrens here singing now. There's sort of lots of different pairs of wrens singing. Got great tit down there as well. So wren singing there. Beautiful. So guys, there's a hive of activity here at the moment. It's like blue tits, great tits, nuthatches, all around me at the moment. See if I can get some shots. I bought the R3 and the 100 to 500 with me. I was hoping to get out and do some more photography, but sadly the weather and the busyness of being home, seeing friends and family has been pretty hectic. So, but still, now I've got a chance to maybe get a few shots in the bag. We've got a couple of great tits here just flutting about at the moment. And this is my favourite part in here. This is quite open, stacks. I mean, all this greenery behind me are bluebells. And it's just such a beautiful place. This is where I'm going to have my cabin at the far end. Hopefully solar powered as well. A little wood burner in there. Somewhere to retreat when I'm out doing my photography and I'm working up here with chainsaws and stuff. Making stuff, you know. The dream is still there, and it will happen when we come back here. As you guess, guys, as well, I'm not going to get any amazing images today, but it's just all about just getting out, enjoying nature, and that's what it's all about, guys. Everybody goes on about mental health. Obviously, it's very important in today's society for people to get out into green spaces. I've been doing this since I was single figures, sort of 7, 8, 9 years old, and I'm thankful to say that my mental health has always been pretty damn good. And I've had some pretty tricky times in my life, and but nature for me, it's always been there. It just completely chills me out. You know, it really does for me as a naturalist as well. I absolutely love being amongst nature, being in the woodland like this, especially bird song, spring. You know, you really do forget things, and you know, it's just a fantastic place to be. You don't have to have your woodland of your own. You can sit out in the back garden, pair of binoculars, watch the world go by. You know, National Trust properties, wildlife trusts, you know, reserves, stacks of places you can go. For me, there's no place I'd rather be than here in the woodland. You know, sadly at the moment in Canada, in the parks and stuff, it's all very well, but dogs, people, aircraft, noise, sirens, police cars. It's just like, it's not quite the same as being here. I really miss it, guys, I really do. And I'm going to try to come home as much as I can and hopefully bring you a few videos when I do come back, just to keep those people that are interested in my UK photography and maybe not so much my Canadian one, but yeah, we'll see. It's a wonderful bit of light coming in here. So guys, I don't know if many of you have watched my fox video from last year, the fox cubs. Amazing, she had 7 fox cubs last year, which was incredible. Absolutely over the moon I was. One of the best, probably highlights of my year, I think. And they all successfully fledged, if you like. So I put the cameras out this year and I checked the earth they used last year and there was completely no sign at all. So I think they've moved earths, and in behind me here, you see this massive bank. That's where they've taken up residence this year, in this earth or den. As you can see there, if I get up quite close, you can see the hole down behind me there. Now I've put the trail cam up close by here, so I know for a fact that the dog, fox and the vixen are around. One's got a quite a telltale sign of a kinky tail, so they're in here this year. So I'm hoping that my friend gets to enjoy them here this year and I get to see how many cubs they can produce. But it's just a wonderful spot here. You've got all these beech trees down behind and this carpet of bluebells here, which is fantastic. We set up a hide down there, right in on this fox earth. As all the bluebells come out, there's going to be some fantastic shots. Yeah, fingers crossed they have a successful year. I'm going to miss them though. So guys, I don't know if you can just about see above my head, about sort of 1 o'clock, there's a box, and that is our barn owl box, which faces out into the field, hoping to entice a barn owl. Now, I had some really good news. Well, fairly good news. The owner who owned all the fields and used to own all the woodland has now sold all the fields. It was up for £250,000, so couldn't quite stretch to it. But the next best thing, it's been bought by a very good friend and farmer, who is now going to make it amazing. So he's going to make money off it, but he's also making it sort of 50-50. He's also going to make it better for wildlife. He's going to have overwintering bird seed, he's going to put certain crops in there for wildlife species, and it's going to thrive in there, absolutely. It's been grazed to death with sheep and cows, and it's going to have a change of use. It's going to be cultivated, it's going to have wildflower meadows in there, all sorts of stuff. So he's really going to make it one hell of a place. So it's going to bring this woodland to life even more. Hopefully we'll get a barn owl in up there, up in that box. I daren't go up there really and have a look because I don't want to flush whatever's in there. But fingers crossed, guys, they'll get a barn owl in there one day and it'll be out quartering and over the fields and the long grass, which would be fantastic. But there's a few goldcrests and a firecrest just in close here, so I'm going to see if I can get a few shots. So guys, not the most exciting photography, I guess, but I've got the Jitso Series 2 tripod with me, which is pretty handy. And we've got a blue tit in one of the boxes. I think it's box number 16, I think. And it's a 28mm hole, so ideal for blue tit. And I'm hoping just to get a little bit of slow-mo of it flying in and out the box. I think it's got nest material, not totally sure. So just going to sit here, chill out, and watch the bird do its thing. Not after anything particular here today, guys. It's more of a get out, enjoy, breathe it all in, suck it all in, and just enjoy. Looking forward to my little man coming up here in a minute, my little 7-year-old boy Henry, who misses this just as much as I do, and it's going to be real hard to say goodbye to this tomorrow. But it is what it is, guys. So I'm just going to think about today, enjoy, and yeah, tomorrow will be tomorrow, won't it? So yeah, back to it. So guys, that finishes my morning session today here in my woodland back in the UK. It's been an absolutely fantastic morning. Seen loads of different bird species. Managed to get a few videos and a few stills as well, which was nice. Just a bit of handheld stuff and a bit of tripod, which was great. But it's good to see what the woodland's up to. So the fox earth's occupied, the badger set's occupied. Seen the roe deer, the buzzards are on territory. Sparrowhawk's been through. Obviously saw the buzzard this morning. Shame I didn't leave the trail cam down by the ponds because we could have seen the buzzard having a bath, but that would have been lovely. It's good to see the carpet of bluebells coming on. Obviously at the moment there's no actual bluebells. There's a couple little flowers that have come out, but the rest is all leaf at the moment. It's going to be a beautiful carpet in here a bit later on in the spring. Seen some wood anemones as well, and it's just lovely to be here on a beautiful day. Really enjoyed it, guys. It's kind of a bittersweet really, having to leave here tomorrow and won't be back for a while. So yeah, gutted really to be going, but it's great to be back and great to be out in the woodland and enjoying what nature has to offer on a beautiful day. But so guys, thanks very much indeed again for coming along today. If you liked what you see today, just give us a quick like, thumbs up, and maybe leave us a comment if you would, even if that's only great stuff, thanks very much, or whatever. Much appreciated all for that algorithm thing. But if you don't subscribe to the channel and you fancy giving the channel a go, please click that subscribe button and click that bell to be notified of any future video releases. But next ones will be back in Canada. Got quite an exciting project coming up as well, and a few trips north, which will be great, and a bit of exciting news as well for next year, for 2025, which I'd like to reveal when I've confirmed things. But yeah, from me, back in beautiful Cornwall in our ancient woodland. I'll see you all next time.